The title of this video is H.G. Wells, Anticipations and Cults. H.G. Wells, in his book Anticipations, written over 100 years ago, prophesied that cults and irrational thinking and the belief in things like angels, demons, UFOs, aliens, uh, and other delusional, um, incorrect thinking, and very charismatic leaders who become emotional. And these emotional ceremonies, you can, when you try to use magic or psychological warfare type operations on people to control them, you want to engage all the senses. So you'd want to have engaged smell. That's one that a lot of times is neglected. And incense or candles that have a smell to them. They're scented candles, um, and it needs to be not so subtle. Something that when you're trying to concentrate kind of invades your concentration. It has to be strong. And then there's frequencies of sound. There's 432 and 444. If you want them agitated and more alert, you want 444 sounds. And if you want to be calm and serene and feel more of an ecstasy feeling, you can go with 432 frequency music, which can be purchased specifically. It can be abstract, just electronica music. It can be symphonic, higher, music played at those frequencies. You want to have sight, um, so that there's visuals. In Catholicism, you have the biscuit, which represents the body of Christ in a sun style gold holder, usually at the front. It's either held at the front or on a stand, a big gold stand. That's an example of a visual, having stained glass windows, sculptures, all this for the eyes. And then so you have the smell, the hearing, uh, kneeling or standing in attention or certain uh, positions. Uh, it engages you. It's good to have the participants sing and chant together in unison and in trying to harmonize with one another. Um, so you have the feeling of touch if you're kneeling, standing up, holding certain positions, so that you're feeling the robes on your body or the clothing, having it either hot or cold inside. It's kind of, I think being cold, a little chilly inside the building, um, adds to the touch of it. So when you're creating a ritual type environment, you want to engage all the senses, and you want to get the people very emotional. And this is what H.G. Wells forecasts for the mechanical future. Uh, the French loanword rentier is that there's a class of people who inherit stocks and real estate where they can live off the rents and dividends and bond income and don't have to work, the trust fund babies. And that a portion of these trust fund babies would finance cults that could get quite large, with thousands, even millions of people joining them as people look for meaning. And as he even saw over 120 years ago that the mechanical age would only last a finite amount of time, like another 4 or 5 generations, or 1 or 2 human lifespans, and we would exhaust the fuels to power um, the mechanical age of machinery. I mean machinery like cars, trucks, and such, bulldozers, backhoes, uh, crop harvesters, um, all these very large machines, the ones that spread asphalt, keep it hot in the good weather days, and then spread it to resurface the roads that the cars and trucks wear down, to the concrete once it gets close to the concrete or starts having holes that damages the vehicles. They need to come in and uh, drop tons and tons of hot asphalt, which is a petrochemical product, onto the roads. Um, so uh, I want to wrap it up there. Um, we're going to see as the fossil fuels become more scarce. And remember, there is no pricing mechanism when you look at the price of vital um, commodities such as copper and petroleum oil. They can manipulate the prices with their computers at the Treasury or the European Central Bank in the basements or in a top corner floor with just a small team with computers with the authority to create an infinite amount of money on their computers. They can buy or sell, driving the prices up or down to a level that, based on their computations and calculations, will keep the mining or the oil companies just barely in business and incentivized to work without the prices getting too high to crash the economy. But the problem is the energy return is getting so low. Unlike tar sands, you probably need a 12 to 14 energy return for it to be viable and maintain civilization, because say you're going in units of barrels of oil. It takes the first 3 barrels of oil to find it, get it out of the ground, refine it, get it to a filling station, then get it into a vehicle. And let's say a large dump truck that carries dirt away from and debris from construction sites, or takes aggregates for the concrete to the construction site. They may only be 30% efficient in the diesel fuel, which is good for a internal combustion diesel engine. So you can see you need to really triple the EROI if you're trying to at least get a break even to the giant dump trucks that are filled with earth, with the bitumen oil sands, uh, that with only a 4 times EROI, which is all anybody says they're getting out of the bitumen sands. It's just not enough to maintain civilization. The Venezuelan oil, part of the reason they haven't been fighting over it up to this point, may be that the EROI is so low that it's not really going to be useful even if we gain control of it. I do not know that number. But absolutely, the Iraqi, Kuwaiti, Saudi oil, that region, is 80 to 1 EROI. So if it takes 3 to refine and get it to the pump, there's still a lot of energy return to be gotten out of it. And it's inexpensive and easy to get out and refine. Um, Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.